Okay, good evening, each and everyone. You're welcome to this training. Welcome. Training here today is your certified career coach and recruitment consultant, Coach Ndango George Kabila. And welcome to this end of year training that I give for youths. It's always interesting training you one on one, training you through this medium. And actually, there are many things youths actually fail to understand, or maybe we fail to understand, especially as when we finish graduation. Actually, I'll just give a recap. When I graduated, I actually never went through the process of job searching like in other places. Why? Because I had more of the entrepreneurial mindset. That does not mean I didn't apply, because I searched to do volunteers, and actually the facilities I searched according to what I wanted, many refused. Even Nigerians refused to take me. But notwithstanding, I started with risks, and moving from Bamenda to Yaoundé, I had to apply still online. And my first job out of the region was online. And before moving to Bamenda, I actually had the opportunity to work as a nurse and a chief of center in a facility in just a quiet and very short while. So actually, you're not going to miss a lot. You're not going to miss. This is one of the most important parts you've taken to grow your career and get to understand how it is or what it is outside, get to understand what employers require from you. But first, we'll go to a brief introduction. Okay, this is introduction, cover letter, and all of this. There's a bonus there on professional Facebook. Good introduction. Now, curriculum vitae in relation to ages. Well, Stone Age. Yes. During the Stone Age, actually, hunting was more with maybe hunting was with the stone, everything was with the stone, and everyone in this time was an entrepreneur. There was nothing like sending your CV to somebody. The skills you needed there is to carve your stones, which you can use for hunting and killing of animals, to actually fend or live for yourself. Within this time, nobody actually got like, you were not employed by another person, you were your own self-employer. You get the point. Now it transitioned after some time to the agrarian age, where this time it was a lot of farming. So within this time, the more manpower you had, the more people you had who who actually worked your farm, produced worked your farm, tilled the soil. These people actually helped you to gain more and achieve more. So within this session, this age, you are not going to send a CV or write a CV. You simply go yourself to go and work, right? You take yourself to the workstation, you go and work, and you're going to achieve a lot just with your muscle. You're going to achieve a lot. If you can work more, if you can till the soil more and till more crops. Yeah, within this time, I usually take a session, or maybe I usually take a reference regarding to the Bible, right? Yes. King Solomon leveraged on this, had multiple wives, definitely multiple children. Yes, multiple wives, multiple children, had a lot of hand labor, which made him become very wealthy, because a lot of these women could definitely fend on himself, working and tilling the soil. So you can imagine a lot of that, tilling the soil, digging gold, and all of these, and being a king again. You can imagine. Now let's move to the next, the industrial age. Good. When things transitioned from the Algerian age to the industrial age, here you were required to send your CV. And your CV here was basically depending on the fact that if you had education, if you had a degree, you had even just an HND, you had even just advanced level, immediately industries will take you, your hand labor, your what you could do with your hand, they will take you and employ you immediately. That is what you could do. So showing up at the company side, being available to work, knowing that you have a bachelor's, which was almost scarce at that time, bachelor's degree in a field. Wow, most people who had bachelor's degrees in those fields at that time were from other maybe other countries. Having a bachelor's degree in Cameroon, you will have to go and study out. You get the point. You have to go and study in other countries. When you come here, definitely you're regarded as one of the main leaders in the city or in the country and in the session in the region. Okay, now from there it transitioned to the information age. So in the industrial age, if you had just advanced level, you had some of these certificates, it was easy for you to actually get employed, show yourself at the company. You can do hard labor, you can do something. And some of our brothers are still living in the industrial age where you use a lot of physical labor to achieve a lot. Now, the future of work is changing things. You move from using hand labor to using your brain. But now many people still depend on that. Many jobs still depend on that. If you look at the car factories today, a lot of the car factories have already wiped out what we call those aspects of humans working. So they simply have one person, and the rest of the 3 to 4 to 10 to 1,000 people are sent home on employment. Now the information age. In this information age, everybody, majority of youths, 18 years, 20 years, they're already degree holders, right? At 15 years, someone is complete from advanced level, and 3 years in the university, 18 years, he has his first degree. By the age of 22 years, 24 years, 25 years, he has his PhD. You get the point? So within this age, there are so many certificates, so many degrees, so many accountants, so many banking and finance or holders in degree, PhDs, so many nurses, so many. That is, you turn this one is a nurse. If you just enter a forum where there are just nurses and you say this job, these people are going to work in Europe, you will notice that there are about 500 people in the group. On Telegram, there are millions of them in one group. What are we trying to say? We're trying to say here that many youths have to discover that you have to move from being average to going beyond average. Again, you have to move from being average to going beyond average. So with that doing, on the information age, where you find yourself really gives you an upper hand to getting the opportunities, getting the jobs, getting the opportunities, being shortlisted, being hired. That is, you can have skills, and the skills are located in certificates, or maybe just put somewhere, and you're not putting them to work, you're not putting them to use, you're not volunteering, you're not achieving some things, and before you know it, someone who has lesser skills is going more places. Why? They know where to position themselves online, and they know how to start using those skills. Now, let's move to the next one. The question is in which age are you living and thinking? Yes, which age are you living and thinking? Actually, which age are you living and thinking? Ask yourself that question. Which age am I living and thinking? Are you still living at the Stone Age? Are you still living at the Algerian age? Are you still living at the industrial age? or are you in the information age right away? Most people are still living completely backward. Yes, many people are still living backward. Yes, completely backward. So the question is, in which age are you living? Which age are you living now? To those who are just coming, you're welcome. Okay, now let's move on. So we have the Stone Age, the Agrarian Age, and the Industrial Age and the Information Age. Gradually now we are moving to another age which is going to be far more rapid. I'm going to be playing a video within one of our sessions these days, so you get to understand how rapid things are going, and the future of work is something else, becoming something else. Let's move. Next slide. A professional CV. Good. Professional CV. Components of a professional CV. Components of a professional CV. We have your name as on your ID. Now, there's a reason why we demand for your name as on your ID to be on your CV. This is going to be explained in our WhatsApp group. Your name as on your ID. But let me just briefly explanation here. Actually, most companies now, once they get your CV or they get your document, they type your name on the browser, because Google gathers all information about you from Facebook, from Twitter, the comments and everything, gathers everything on one spot. Yes, Google gathers everything. So most people have on Facebook, they have a different name, and on their CV, once they're applying for a job, they have a different name. So nobody can trace the things you've achieved and you've posted on LinkedIn and you've posted on Facebook, you've posted on Twitter, all of that. So you're confusing yourself. Even your village people cannot confuse the confusion you're doing to your own self. So it is a challenge. There is a very, very big challenge. So you have to have your name on your Facebook, on your LinkedIn, on your Twitter, on your YouTube, on Instagram. It should almost, that is actually bear the same as on your ID. The reason is because most companies are simply going to get to you. Just copy your name and go to your LinkedIn, go to their browser, search who are you, who is Ndango.Kabila. Read a lot. Okay, I was doing building a LinkedIn of top profile personnel in Dakar, that's in Senegal. And this person's LinkedIn and everything, the name was like restructured in many, like really changed. So after building of this session, the person had to go back and rebuild and restructure a lot of things. What are we trying to say? They're trying to say here that there is a lot when it comes to the names. And even when I'm going to be talking about reference, you will understand what it means. Now, name as an ID, your contact, yes, the contact that is available and current. Your email that is available and current. Email that is what? Available and current. They shouldn't send an email and you cannot receive it. They should not send an email and probably it shows in their system that the email you put there was wrong. If you followed our training on emails, you're going to understand this because it matters. Area of experience, that is area, I've put experience right, area of experience or expertise. Yes, area of experience. Now this is the heading. After all of those is the heading. Let me go straight to an example so you actually see what we mean here. Okay, you see the name, the contact, the email, the location, and then you come expert, accountant, and finance manager. Yes, if you look at here, this is an expert. This is an expert. So this is an expert accountant and finance manager. So that's what we mean here by putting your area of experience, area of expertise above so that they get to know. And actually, it's in respect to the job you're applying for. So I can be a finance manager, I can be an accountant and applying for a finance manager, and I know I have the credentials and I have the skills. So I simply put it in it and I simply place it in it. It's going to go places. Next part of it is your skills. Good. Let me go back there. Yes, skills, soft and technical skills. Actually take time to outline your skills so that they are visible. Take time to outline your skills. Now, most job descriptions have the skills demanded on it. They may ask the skills in terms of using what like competence. Yes, they may ask the person should be able to do this. The person should be able to use this software. The person should be able to, or maybe should have a mastery of these. The person should have a mastery of so and so. So that's what you place, right? You put your skills there. Now, some of the reasons is equally because the companies use AI, artificial intelligence software. They use AI, they use software to just scan through the CVs, scan through the documents, and choose the best. So they have an outline already. Now, it's not like it's just this format, it's just that there are key things as the ones which I've named on the components of professional CV. There are key things that have to be located or available on the CV to be identified by the software. Let's continue. Now we have work experience or professional experience. That is professional experience, work experience, internship experience, community experience, volunteering experience, and all of that. Good. So let's go to experience. You're going to see how it looks. So we have here's the experience. You are going to see this visible on the documents we are going to send. So if you're watching this from YouTube, please just get to the email that is going to be attached. So we send you the documents, or equally a link is going to be sent there. So you copy the link and search on your browser to get our ebooks online, which are going to serve you as a guide to this. Now let's proceed. We're having certifications and training. Now, certifications or license, these are documents that give you the right to practice. Yes, you can be an accountant, you can have a degree in accounting, but you're not a certified accountant. Like you're not having a certificate in accounting that proves that you can work autonomously, you can achieve a lot of things. So you need to go for certifications. Publications, yes. Write up the things you've written on LinkedIn, on all of these. Maybe you've appeared in a newspaper, in a magazine, or maybe in an academic tagline, yes, which you wrote about a subject, specifically about the subject to which the company is seeking to solve. Yes, it's not like you just write anything. No, specifically about the subject to which the company is seeking to solve. Yes, so you make use of these publications. Now, why do we put publications on this? You're not going to outline all the publications. You simply put just the link. Yes, you simply put just the link to the publication, the heading and the link. Now, this is so that the HR can click on the link and follow straight to read the article. Equally, remember I said the article needs to be focused on the subject matter the company is struggling to solve, is aiming at solving. So you're not just going to put all your articles. No, you simply copy the link to some of the articles and share. Language or languages, like, yeah, some require that you should be able to speak Chinese, other languages, which you should write, put it there, actually indicate that you are apt in these languages. Education, highest level required only. Highest level or the last two levels required. For you to have a PhD, you must have had a master's. For you to have a master, you must have had a degree. Unless your PhD, your degree, your master, and your PhD have three different lines of thought, or maybe three different paths. So you put the degree, the master's, and the PhD. At times you put just the PhD, at times there are some people who build their CVs and they say, sir, please don't put my PhD, just allow it. I just want only my degree to be there. Yes, because they may turn down the application because thinking that this person will not work or be demanding for high salaries. That is it. Reference is good. I made comments on reference above. Let's go back. Yes. Reference. Good. Contact, email. Yes. I make comments on reference. Now you do not put somebody's information on, or maybe you put my email and my name and everything on your reference without letting me know. Always contact the company, or maybe contact the employer, or contact your boss, or contact the person in question, or your mentor or your coach, and tell the person, sir, I'm going to be putting your email here. At times, some people refuse. Most people have come to me and refused because I don't know them one-on-one. I know you virtually. I can vouch for you, and you're going to spoil things out there. Definitely is my name. So many people can give you as reference because they've been observing you. Yes. So at times, be sincere. Now, I was talking in reference to these, like in terms of reference, because most people have separate names online. Your name is Ndango George Kabila, but you go and reverse the order and put something else. And maybe your mentor only knows you as George, or does not know your full name, or your coach only knows you as Josh, does not know your full name. That is why most people who've come to me, like the audience here, you notice that you had to fill some information before dropping before I saved your contact. Why? This is because I want to save your full information. I don't want that Mr. Beatrice, Mr. Yakubu got to me, or maybe they said, Mr. Yakubu got to us, we have his applications, he put your contact as a reference. Can you say something about him? And I almost cannot say, because they're going to write your full names when they get back to those you put on reference. The question is, will you really be identified? Most of our coaches and all of these know a single version of your name, Judge. Somebody can have 100 Judge in his phone, Judge Kokoyam, Judge this, Judge this, Judge this, and it goes nowhere. So endeavor to always put references on your CV as demanded. If they don't demand for references, always just put the references below. You put available upon demand. Now we have the practical session here. You're going to see this on the ebooks we're going to send to you, which are going to help you as a guides to achieve a lot. Now let's proceed. Super important aspects of a professional CV. It has qualitative information, grammatic errors corrected, English and everything corrected. Yes, the grammar is well corrected. The next part of it is quantitative information. Yes. Why do I emphasize on quantitative information? Quantitative information proves your competence. You cannot say you've been able to handle finances It's different from another person who says, I've handled finances for 4 companies worth 35 million. Yes, this person is talking from a level of experience. Imagine that company really wants to employ somebody who will handle the finances of their company worth 50 million, worth 100 million. They simply get someone who has been able to handle 75 million, and it is written on their CV. But you who said, I can handle money, I can manage money without putting the finances or without putting the digits there, the employer is not triggered to get to you because you've virtually done nothing. You've not put anything on your CV. You've not achieved anything. So your quantitative information on your CV proves your competence. It tells the employers that you've been able to handle this amount of information, this amount of data. You've been able to handle 500 customers. Now you can handle 1,000 customers. For instance, some months ago, I did a CV of a young man who is working in a famous hotel in Douala. That is Lionsgate Hotel. That is, and he was applying as a receptionist. Till now, he's still working there. They gave him 1 month trial. Till now, he's still working there. What precisely? When we did his CV, he was like too skeptical. I said, yes, we built his CV and put everything. The quantity, the amount of finances he has been able to handle. Most people are afraid to release the amount of finances you'll be able to handle in their company because they know you will elope, that is, you will disappear with the finances. But suppose you prove that you've been able to handle this amount of finances, you've been trustworthy. Okay, let me break the ice here a little. Companies say we need somebody who is competent and trustworthy. You put on your CV that I am trustworthy. It does not mean anything. Another person puts on his or her CV that he or she is trustworthy. He or she is trustworthy. That's to say, this person has placed, instead of trustworthy, the person said, I've been able to handle finances worth 500 million for this company in maybe, or we office equipment, buying of office equipment, managing the transport logistics, the logistics of the company worth 30 million, worth 50 million, handling the various branches, finances from the various branches, and saving the finances in the company's bank account. Automatically, they need you. Why? Because you've been able to handle 50 million without running away, and now you are applying for a new role. In the job interview now, they'll be asking you, why are you leaving the previous company to come and work with us? Yes, because they want to know. Why? Because definitely there they were paying you more, and definitely you were achieving a lot. So quantitative data is very important. For instance, not even for instance, in May, I was training a certain group of people, and this lady, she was in Equatorial Guinea. Yes. Is it Central Africa? Not Equatorial Guinea. She was in Central Africa. She has partaken, like, assisted in the building of stadiums, mega projects. She's a QHSE, like quality survey, that is manage those who manage work hazards, occupational hazards. So she has been able to handle employees and people in companies up to 50, up to 300 of them, and nobody having a casualty when they're building a hotel. And in managing them, she's given a sum, she's given finances. These finances, she handed over, that was 300 million. She thought it was not important. I said, it is important because the next employer needs to know that they can give you 200, 500, 1 billion, and it will move nothing because you still achieve the job and move forward and still take get your pay, which is sent to your bank account, and you move and go home. Yes, they need to know that you're trustworthy to that extent. So most people avoid putting numbers. Now, for instance, as a receptionist, you should be able to have handled maybe a certain number of customers with a smaller hotel, maybe a motel, smaller hotel, handling maybe 50 customers a day before you move to the next stage of handling 500, 200 customers a day with a bigger hotel. Imagine, that is how it is. So some people think actually you skip the career ladder and move straight to another level, maybe straight to handling 500 customers. Human resource managers do not permit that because they know that in 2-3 months, you will be complaining that the work is too much. You start being lazy around, and soon they will have to start looking for opportunities or ways to hire new employees. And they don't like hiring and firing and laying off employees. So you can imagine, right? Attention to details. I think I've explained that a lot. Cover letter. Thank you so much. Tomorrow, we are going to continue with the cover letters. We're going to continue from here. From here now, we're going to take questions. Thank you so much for being my audience.